Welcome to our overview of RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the world. We will start by discussing the format of the series, the things I personally enjoyed and things I didn't. Then we will discuss each contestant in order of elimination before reaching the winner. With each contestant, I will discuss whether or not I agree with the decision that was made on a particular episode. You don't have to agree with me, of course, but these are my personal thoughts after watching the series. I am not a judge and will not be judging the looks of any contestants or how they acted in the challenge. I'll be going off what the actual judges have said and my own personal taste with the way I would have done things. This entry contains spoilers for RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs the world and minor spoilers for RuPaul's Drag Race UK, RuPaul's Drag Race, Canada's Drag Race Thailand and Drag Race Holland, regarding the original placements of each contestant on their original seasons. With that said, let's get right into it. RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs the world. RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs the world, or UK vs the world as it's known, is the first instalment of the Drag Race franchise's first international All-Stars season. 6 contestants from various franchises battle it out against 3 RuPaul's Drag Race UK contestants to determine who will be the first queen of the world. If you hadn't guessed, the UK is the first host of this international All-Stars format. The series consists of 6 episodes, each with a mini and maxi challenge. The 2 best contestants, based on RuPaul's opinion, become the top 2 of that episode and must battle it out in a lip-sync battle to determine a winner. The winner then gets to decide which of the bottom contestants goes home that episode. Personally, I'm not against this format, but I'd prefer regular All-Stars rules to be implemented, where the other contestants at least get to vote on who they think should leave, but I understand why that's not the case here, as it would mean secret lip-sync assassins from all over the world would need to be brought in to compete against the winner. Part of the excitement of the series is not knowing how each contestant will play the game. Will they play fairly and eliminate the worst performer that episode, or play strategically and get rid of their biggest competition? Both are perfectly reasonable ways to play the game. Personally, I'd like to think I'd play fairly, but since I've never been on the show, I just don't know. But when it comes to deciding whether I agree with a particular winner's choice or not, I'll go into my decision based on what the judges have said and who I personally think was the weakest in that said episode. With that said, let's discuss the contestants. This is a quick reminder that these contestants are human beings. Please do not send hate to any of them for decisions they made on a reality TV show. It's a competition, it's a game, it's not real life. But it is real people playing, and they deserve just as much respect as any other individual. In elimination order from 9th till winner, here are the contestants of RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs the world. 9th place, Lemon. Lemon was the first eliminated contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs the world, placing her in 9th place. Lemon was one of 2 contestants representing Canada alongside Jimbo. She was placed in the bottom 2 alongside Janie Jk and was eliminated by Panjana Hills after she won a lip sync against Jimbo. During her time on the season, Lemon won no challenges. I thought long and hard about who I would have sent home in this first episode, and the conclusion I came to was that I would have also sent Lemon home. Don't get me wrong, I don't believe Lemon deserved to be in the bottom 2, and she is one of my favourite queens throughout all the franchises, but I just don't think I would feel good sending an entire country home in the first episode, even if she did do objectively worse in the episode. Canada had 2 representatives, but the Netherlands only had 1, so that's my reasoning behind choosing Lemon. With that said, I love Lemon and I listen to Sweet and Sour every day. I highly recommend supporting her by streaming her song. 8th place, Cheryl Hull. Cheryl Hull was the second eliminated contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs the world, placing her in 8th place. Cheryl Hull was one of 3 contestants representing my home country, the UK, alongside Bag of Chips and Blue Hydrangea. She was placed in the bottom 2 alongside Jujube and was eliminated by Janie Jk after she won a lip sync against Jimbo. During her time on her season, Cheryl Hull won no challenges. If we are playing fair, depending on your definition of fairness, and focusing solely on the episode at hand instead of track record, I would have also sent Cheryl home. She didn't do great in the episode, and she's also one of 3 UK representatives, so losing her would make things a little more balanced overall. Again, I love Cheryl, and you should give her some love. This is just how I personally would have played the game. 7th place, Jimbo. Jimbo was the third eliminated contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. The World, placing her in 7th place. Jimbo is one of 2 contestants representing Canada alongside Lemon. She was placed in the bottom 2 alongside Jujube and was eliminated by Panjana Hills after she won a lip sync against Janie Jk. During her time on the season, Jimbo placed in the top 2 twice but never won a challenge. I would 100% have made the decision to send Jimbo home if we were basing it off the episode and not taking track record into account. She did arguably the worst in the main challenge, even with one of the best looks on the runway that episode. I believe it's only fair to send the worst contestant home in the episode, and unfortunately that was Jimbo in my eyes. After 3 episodes, which is half the season, I do believe it's fair to start knocking countries off the board. Despite this, Jimbo will always remain my favourite Canadian queen, and I hope we get to see her again soon. 6th place, Panjana Hills. Panjana Hills was the 4th eliminated contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. The World, placing her in 6th place. Panjana Hills was the only contestant representing Thailand. She was placed in the bottom 4 alongside Janie Jk, Jujube and Mohart, and was eliminated by Blue Hydrangea after she won a lip sync against Bag of Chips. During her time on the season, Panjana Hills won 2 maxi challenges in episodes 1 and 3. This is the first time in a competition where I wouldn't have made the same decision as the winning contestant. I agree Panjana didn't do the best in the snatch game, but she did make RuPaul laugh on a few occasions, and the challenge is to make Ru laugh after all. Instead, I would have sent Janie Jk home, as she didn't make RuPaul laugh at all. That doesn't mean I think Blue's decision was the wrong one for her to make. It just wasn't the decision I would have made myself. Panjana is my favourite host out of all the franchises, and I can't wait to see her again on Drag Race Thailand Season 3. 5th place, Janie Jk. Janie Jk was the 5th eliminated contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. The World, placing her in 5th place. Janie Jk was the only contestant representing the Netherlands. She was placed in the bottom 3 alongside Bag of Chips and Blue Hydrangea, and was eliminated by Jujube after she won a lip sync against Mohart. During her time on the season, Janie Jk placed in the top 2 twice and won one maxi challenge in episode 2. Since we are now deciding the top 4 of the season, I believe this is the time when we start looking at track record. They are going into the finale after all, and in the finale you want the best of the best. This is why I would have sent Bag of Chips home this episode. Out of the bottom 3, she is the only one not to have won a maxi challenge, and although Janie was in the bottom more times, she still won more challenges, and therefore Bagger was the weakest of the bottom 3 competition-wise. It would also have been nice to see at least one queen from a country where English isn't the national language make it to the finale, but this wasn't really a factor in my personal decision. Out of all the eliminations, Janie shocked me the most. She is my favourite queen from the Holland series, and the queen I wanted to see win after Panjana's elimination. Again, that doesn't mean Jujube's decision was the wrong one to make, it just wasn't the decision I would have made. I hope we get to see Janie compete again soon, but in the meantime, support her on social media. 4th place, Bag of Chips. Bag of Chips was the 6th eliminated contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. The World, placing her in 4th place. Bag of Chips was one of 3 contestants representing the UK alongside Blue Hydrangea and Cheryl Hull. In the finale, she lip-synced against Mohart, which she lost fair and square. During her time on the season, Bag of Chips placed in the top 2 once and won no maxi challenges. 3rd place, Jujube. Jujube was the 7th eliminated contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. The World, placing her in 3rd place. Jujube was one of 2 contestants representing the USA alongside Mohart. In the finale, she lip-synced against Blue Hydrangea, which she lost fair and square. During her time on the season, Jujube placed in the top 2 once and won one maxi challenge in episode 5. 2nd place, Mohart. Mohart was the 8th eliminated contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. The World, placing her in 2nd place. Mohart was one of 2 contestants representing the USA alongside Jujube. In the finale, she lip-synced against Blue Hydrangea, which she lost fair and square. During her time on the season, Mohart placed in the top 2 once and won no maxi challenges. And the winner is Blue Hydrangea. Blue Hydrangea was the first winner of RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. The World and the first winner in the Blank vs. The World franchise. On the season, she was representing both the UK alongside Bag of Chips and Cheryl Hull, and also Northern Ireland. During her time on the season, she placed in the top 2 once and won one maxi challenge in episode 4. The Versus the World franchise is rumoured to continue with the next host country being Canada, making Season 2 Canada versus the World. It's always great to see so many franchises coming together, and I can't wait to see even more representatives from the newer franchises España, Down Under and Italia. Overall, I thought this season was pretty good, and I can't wait to see more. The next entry in the series will either be an overview of Drag Race Season 14 or Drag Race España Season 2, depending on which finishes first. I also plan to do an overview of Queen of the Universe Season 1, since it's currently being released weekly on World of Wonder in my country. Even though I already know the winner, it's still fun to watch the season unfold and give my overview of it. For now, I wish you all Borada, Prihanda, or Nozda, wherever you are in the world. Bye!